Hello children, welcome back once again. We have all finished with the first lesson, Anju and the string. Now it's time to move on to the second lesson, the magic broom. But before starting the class, I want to ask you something. Do you like to read fairy tales? The stories about fairies, witches, princesses, kings, queens, castles, magic potions, magic wand, and elves, ogres. Do you like them? Yes, many of you do. You go to the library and search out for those books and read them. So you must all know about Snow White. Snow White had a wicked queen stepmother, and the stepmother had turned herself into a witch and gave her an apple. Yes, so that Snow White would die. But Snow White had survived that poisonous apple and lived happily ever after with her prince. Same way we know about Pinocchio. Who was he? Yes, a wooden boy who comes alive. And it had a conscience. Jiminy Cricket. You must be wondering, what is a conscience? Conscience is a moral sense. We all have an inner voice in our heart and in our mind, which constantly tells you that this is correct, this is wrong. Yes, when you're not studying and playing all the day, sometimes your heart tells you, no, this is not correct. I should be studying also. So that is your conscience, your inner sense. So even Pinocchio had a conscience, but that was in the form of a cricket. It was magical because it could walk, talk, and dance. One of the next famous fairy tales is about Cinderella and her fairy godmother. We all know that Cinderella was being tortured by her stepmother and two stepsisters. And one day she wanted to go and attend a royal ball, not the playing ball, but a royal party. And she had no dress, no shoes. So who helped her? The fairy godmother appeared and did magic and turned Cinderella into a beautiful princess. After that, we all know the story so well. Many such famous classic stories are like Alice in Wonderland and Wizard of Oz. In Alice in Wonderland, there are many such beautiful fairy tale characters, where one such is Mad Hatter. And in Wizard of Oz, we have the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion. And obviously, you remember Harry Potter, the boy wizard who can do all types of magic. And his greatest enemy was Lord Voldemort. He defeated Lord Voldemort and was victorious. So these fairy tales are all about good wins over evil. Many fairy tales have witches, flying witches. Some are good, some are bad. The broom has magical powers. We have brooms in our houses, but we do cleaning of the house. Our brooms cannot fly because they don't have magical powers. But in fairy tales, brooms have magical powers. They can fly, they can do many things. So let's move on to the story of our magic broom. Do you want to know what happens in this story? How does the broom help somebody? Let's find it out.
The Magic Broom.
We begin with the story, The Magic Broom. Obviously, the name only suggests that the broom has magical powers. You have to read along with me. Philippa's work becomes easy when she gets a new broom. Read on to see how this happens. So the character of the story is called Philippa. She is a girl, and when she gets a new broom, her work becomes easy. But how does it become easy? For that, we have to read the lesson. Come on, read with me. Philippa was the kitchen maid in King Caraway's palace. Who was Philippa? Good. She was a kitchen maid. Maid means servant here. So she was a servant working in the kitchen of the royal palace. Who was the king? The king was King Caraway. She washed the royal dishes, peeled the royal potatoes, and swept the red tiled floor of the royal kitchen. So, as a servant of the kitchen, what work she used to do? She used to wash the dirty dishes and peel the potatoes. Peel means to take out the skin or the cover of the vegetables and fruits. And swept. She used to sweep. Take a broom and she used to clean the floor. Sweep the red tiled floor of the royal kitchen. So the kitchen floor had red tiles and she used to clean them daily. She did many other things besides these, but it would take far too long to write them all down here. So the storyteller who is writing the story is telling us that she didn't only do these three things, washing, peeling and sweeping. She did many other works. Besides means other than, extra work. She used to do some extra work other than these work. If the storyteller writes about this, it will take a long time because as a kitchen maid, she had to do many works. For example, she must be bringing the firewood, she must be putting the fire, cleaning the gas, cleaning the counters, cutting all the vegetables, putting all the things in its place. So she had lots of work. One morning, the cook sent her to the market to buy a new broom. That old one is a perfect disgrace to the royal household. You must have a new one at once, said she crossly. So, what happened one morning? As you can look in the picture, yes, that is a fat cook. She looks very angry. And what she said, or what she ordered Philippa, go to the market and buy a new broom because this old one is a perfect disgrace. Perfect disgrace means it is not fit for the royal household. We all know that kings are very rich. They have new and expensive things in their palaces. So the cook thought that such a broken, old, dirty broom was not fit for the palace. It was a disgrace. It was very lowly and cheap thing for the palace. She wanted a new and brand new expensive broom for the palace. So you must go quickly and get a new one, she said crossly, angrily, Crossly means she said angrily. From the expression of her face, you can make out that she was very angry. Yes, ma'am, replied Philippa. I'll go at once. She always said ma'am when speaking to the cook, as it helped to keep her in good temper. Philippa was very tactful. When the cook ordered Philippa, go to the market, buy a new broom, what did Philippa do? She very respectfully obeyed the cook and said, yes, madam, I will go quickly, I will go immediately. And she always called the cook as madam. She gave respect to the cook so that the cook becomes happy. Her anger will come down. She will become less angry. Philippa did not want to hurt the cook's feeling. She always obeyed the cook and always respected her so that the cook becomes happy. Her anger cools down. So this is showing that Philippa was very generous and courteous and obedient person. She did not want to hurt the feelings of the cook. She listened to the cook. It didn't take her very long to get to the marketplace. So that means she very quickly reached the marketplace. Maybe it was nearby. She tried several stalls but couldn't buy a broom anywhere. Children, we have gone to market many times, haven't you? Yes, you like to go to the market, to go into all the different shops and stalls and look at the different things, and you want to buy this, you want to buy that, you want to buy so many things. So in this market also, there were many stalls, many shops, and they were selling so many things. But none of the shops had brooms. So Philippa couldn't buy a broom. They had all sold out. All the shops had sold their brooms. Philippa stood in the middle of the market square and debated. Now what to do? She stood in the market square because no stall had brooms. And she thought and thought. She was thinking it over. That now what will she do? How to take the new broom to the royal palace? She dared not go back to the royal palace without a broom. So she was not willing to go back to the royal palace without a new broom. It was a very awkward situation. It was very awkward indeed. Means it was a very difficult situation for her. In the morning, she got a shouting that you go and buy a new broom as soon as possible. And now when she is in the market, there are no brooms. And without a broom, she cannot go to the royal palace. So this difficult situation was hard to manage. She was scared also because the cook will get angry again. Children, I hope that you have understood the lesson till where we have done today. We all want to know that how did Philippa get a new broom which made her work very easy and how the broom was magical. I have highlighted some new words for you which I have explained during the lesson. You have to write down those new words and the new meanings in your notebook. It helps you to build your vocabulary. Let's see the words. Made, royal, peeled, swept. Besides, perfect disgrace, crossly, was very tactful, debated, awkward. In the next class, we'll see what happens next. Till then, bye.